Without good sleep, your body cannot heal.
Do you wake up feeling tired, no energy, or a lack of motivation to do anything during the day?
What if you had some very simple, easy to use techniques that will allow you to get to sleep and stay asleep? Because if you're not getting the quality sleep, you're just doing the same thing the same way and getting the same results. In this video, we're going to teach you some very important ancient biblical practices to help you get to sleep and stay asleep. If you've had trouble getting to sleep or staying asleep, give us a comment there. I'd love to hear about that because these 3 points I think are going to be a tremendous help to you. Point number 1. Oh, and by the way, you're going to want to stay with us until the very end because we've got something to share that's from a very ancient old document that has a lot of relevance today in your life. It's really special. So, point number 1, environmental control. When it's time to go to sleep, you can't go from strong, intense conversation, war movies, shoot 'em up, bang, bang movies, and loud stimulus. So you have to take control of that environment. Dim the lights, soften the conversation, have a cup of warm tea or something that will help bring down the stimulus so that your body can get the message, oh, it's time to begin to slow down. When you go from a high stimulus situation, lots of noise, lots of sound, lots of light, maybe if there's a negative discussion in the home and that's lots of strong feeling, it's very hard for your body then to adjust to going from that to going asleep. And so we take this time, it's a preparation period at the end of your evening before you get into bed that you have set the environment conducive to getting a good night's sleep.
I know one of the things that my parents would do when we were getting ready for bed, and there were five of us children growing up, so there was a lot of hustle and bustle and activities going on. But the closer that it would get to bedtime, Mom and Dad would start saying, you need to start getting ready for bed. You need to go in and turn your bed back, or you need to get into your PJs, or you need to understand there's 30 minutes and we're going to be in bed. They would always begin to announce, which would allow us to capture the vision and understand that it was time to start bringing it down a notch, bringing it down a notch. Now, I also understand that in today's world that we live in, there's a lot of activity going on in your life. Sometimes a lot of chaos begins to occur just right before we're ready to retire into our nighttime sleep. So one of the things that we have to do is begin to work on our breathing. Because if we understand our breathing and what's going on the inside of our body, that our breathing plays a key role to lowering our brain waves from a learning activity, from a stress place into what we call alpha brain waves, and then lowering it even more into delta brain waves. So important for us. And the way that you would do this is just begin to get a rhythm in your breathing. You take from the core of your abdomen and just take a deep breath, bring it all the way up to the top of the head, and then you just like the wave of an ocean, you let it fall out through your mouth. So you bring it up and you breathe it out. You breathe it up and you breathe it out. And you get this rhythm going, and all of a sudden the brain activity goes from this stress place into a low beta, into an alpha, and then eventually into Delta.
You mean I can't have a big old pillow fight at home and then just get into bed and go to sleep? I can't throw popcorn at a friend or a family member or tell them off and then expect they'll fall asleep. What about this? Can I pay bills and rant and rave about? Yeah, no. The breathing really sets a vision. And as I'm breathing, oftentimes our minds, as you were talking about, when they switch from that beta state to the alpha state, we begin to envision ourselves slowing down, calming down, and coming into that beautiful state of rest. There's a song that we have sung in a biblical way of life that is like a lullaby. And I can remember hearing this song, beginning that swing, and our bodies moving into that state of rest. Hi ne loya nun, velo yishan, shomer Israel. It's a beautiful lullaby. It's Psalm 121, and it says, He that keepeth Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Now that's talking about this. It means you can go to sleep because God is not asleep. Right. He's taking care of you. He's watching you. He has given His angels charge over you. So you're safe. And you can begin to slow down and to know that as you drift off in your sleep, that you're loved, you're cared for, and you're in a safe place. But now, here is the big point. We want to give this to you. So, number one, you adjust the environment. Number two, you allow your brain waves to come from that beta state to alpha state by singing a song that's soft, maybe sitting in a quiet place, which creates an image of rest. But the third point is to elevate and to elevate your mood. What do you mean, elevate my mood? We're not talking about hyper diaper kind of mood, are we?
No, we're not.
We're talking about a kind of mood that is soft and meaningful. So how will we do that, sis?
Well, it's a great story that the rabbis tell us about the purpose of a deep sleep. And so we understand at nighttime you go through several phases of sleep. Sometimes you're in a deep sleep. Other times you're in a light sleep, or REM mode is what they call it. So there's a great scripture that ties to what the rabbis teach us about this. It's found in the book of Job, chapter 33, and it says this: Adonai speaks in one way, even in two ways. In a dream, a prophetic vision at night, when people fall into a deep sleep, when they sleep on their beds. Now, let me tell you what the rabbis teach about this particular scripture. They say this, that when you fall into a deep sleep, that your spirit, because we are body, soul, and spirit, that your spirit leaves your body. It goes up into the heavens and it begins to interact with God. And when it's interacting with God, your spirit man is getting the plan for the next day, for the next season of your life. And this can come to you sometimes through your dreams, or perhaps like Abraham when he was put into a deep sleep. That means that he was in a trance. He began to have a vision. And sometimes when we slow our brain waves down enough, we pull ourselves out of the hustle and bustle of the day, and we come to a place of peace and rest. Then our spirit man all of a sudden comes alive and is able to grab onto the plan for that day, for that season. And as you are sleeping, he is interacting with that plan, and you are dreaming it. You're seeing this prophetic vision in your sleep. And then as you start to stir right before you're waking up, your spirit is coming back into your body. Sometimes you wake up out of that dream and you go, wow, that was like I was really there. That was like it really happened.
Well, that's why we have that ancient prayer, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, which says, "Blessed are you, O God, you're the King of the universe, who has restored my spirit to my body." Well, this is really important information. If we will remember to control the environment, to envision the state that we want and need to go to sleep, and then allow our mood to be elevated, we will enter into the place of being able to go to sleep and to stay asleep.
So remember, if you are one that wakes up in the morning feeling so tired and weary and you've just awakened, it's time for you to envision, meaning you set your intent for how you want your night's sleep to go, that your spirit can go up and grab onto the plan for the next day. And as you are resting in that deep sleep, that your spirit man is grabbing onto the plan and ready to bring it back so that when you awaken in the morning, you are refreshed and ready to go.
So if you wake up in the morning and you begin your day feeling pressured, frantic, tired, overwhelmed, it's because you haven't yet developed an effective morning routine. Well, in this next video, we're going to teach you how to do just that, a beautiful, effective morning routine.
Thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. We love joining with you. We are the Hebrew Sisters
at HebrewScrollsAcademy.com.